Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the DDC Podcast. Today, I'm very excited to be sharing this episode with you guys. I have a very special guest joining me, someone that truly inspires me, someone that I know you guys are going to be getting so much value out of this podcast and everything that he says. So I want you to get your pen and paper ready. I've got everything ready with me so I can take some notes because we're going to be learning together. And this person is the true definition of hard work. He's someone that works hard every single day. I've seen him working all the time. He's someone who truly believes in himself. He's someone that has built the empire that he has now. And that's the reason why I wanted him to be here on the podcast, because I truly believe that when we have goals, we can make anything happen. You just have to believe in yourself. And I want him to share that with you guys. So let me introduce you to Josef Rakich. He's the owner of JRF. So for those of you who don't know, he's a very successful online fitness coach and someone that I truly admire. And so I just want to say thank you, Joseph, for being here. I know that you're a very busy man, but you took the time to be here, and I really, really do appreciate it. So tell us a little bit more about what inspired you to start with your own business.
Hey, no problem at all. And thank you very much to you for having me on this. It's a privilege for me, so I appreciate that. So what inspired me to start my own business? I guess I got into the gym myself. I found, the passion for it. It was my love. It was my enjoyment. It's what I did every single day. So I knew I wanted to base my life around that in some way. I'm a big believer in you have to love what you do and you have to do what you love. And if you do that, you can do some amazing things. So because the gym was my passion and what I enjoyed, it made so much sense for me to get into this online training space. Started as a personal trainer in the gym, started helping people in there. At the same time, had my online business. And I basically built that up just through social media. And I guess it inspired me to continue doing that and to go down that path just because of the client transformations and the results that people were getting. When they send you their before and after pictures and you realize you've helped them, drop 10 kgs or something, and now they're got all this confidence and their life's changed. It's pretty cool, and it's pretty inspiring for me to know that I've helped them do that. So that inspired me to really just go down that journey.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why there was fireworks on my screen. Did you see that?
Yeah. I think that's because you've changed so many lives, and like Zoom knows that you've changed so many lives. And I think that's the beauty about what we do. I think that's something I can 100% relate to. And that's what I'm doing, because I'm so passionate about fitness and seeing your clients' transformations and how much fitness can change their lives. It's something, it's that feeling that is just so amazing. It's something you're like, wow, like I truly helped this person. Like I truly helped him or her to change their lives. And was there ever a time in your life, like in your business life, that you feel like this is getting too much? I'm going to quit. I'm going to go back to working for someone else, going back to a 9-to-5 job.
Nope, never once. Definitely there's been times where it's been a lot and it's been so stressful and it's been a lot of work, but never once did I ever think I'm going to chuck in a towel and I'm going to go back to a 9-to-5, because to me, a 9-to-5, there isn't that fulfillment. And you don't get that enjoyment from a 9-to-5. You start at a time, you finish at a time, and then you clock out, and you basically end up living for the weekends. And what's the point of doing a job that you don't love and you don't enjoy, because it's probably going to take up at least 70% of your life that you're working. So you have to do something that you actually truly love. So even though it's been stressful and a lot on, and I've been drowning this whole time, I love it, and I would never change it for anything. I guess I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be in this position. Like, yeah, I've got so much work, but I have full freedom and flexibility. Tomorrow, if I want to go to the Maldives, I can work from anywhere in the world as long as I got my laptop, my phone, a Wi-Fi connection. So I think for me to be able to do that, I feel pretty blessed. And like I said, even though I am stressed and so much work on, in a weird way, I love that. And it's similar to training as well. Like when you train, if you're a beginner and you go to the gym and you train and it hurts, you want to stop. Like, that's sore, And if you get DOMS the next day, it's like, not enjoyable. It's because they don't have the connection with the pain equals results and progress.
Yeah.
But now, for obviously me and you, we train. So when we're in the gym, if we're doing a set and it's burning, we like that because we know this is hurting and this is going to give us the result that we want. So we've associated that pain and that stress with progress and results. So the same thing for my business. When I'm under the pump and I'm grinding and it's stressful, I know this is where I grow the most. So even though it's stressful, I love that more than anything. If I was bored, I would be out of my mind. So I think you just have to associate the hard work, the grind, and the stress with progression. And if you do that, you'll actually end up loving all of that.
Yeah. See, like I'm taking so many notes because I'm learning so much from you right now. But I think like a key point that you've mentioned is fulfillment. I think that's the one thing that we get or that you get when you start with your own business and when you do something that you're truly passionate about. Like I feel like if you do it just for the money, you're not going to get that fulfillment. You're simply going to feel more stress and you're going to feel like it's painful. You're going to feel like it's too much. But when you truly enjoy and you're passionate about this, it doesn't feel like you're working and you're willing to work more hours. You want to be working all the time, not because you feel like I have to work this many hours, but it's like, I want to put in this time, this hours to my business. Or same with your body. I want to make 1 hour a day to go to the gym. I want to make 2 hours a day to do my meal prep, go to the gym. And something that I listened to the other day, that I read on Instagram is like, we're willing to spend 7 hours a day or 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day working for someone else, but we're not willing to spend 1 hour a day for ourselves, whether it's going to the gym or something that you love, doing something you enjoy. So I think, it's a really good message for you guys to take away from this. Like when you have that stress, and obviously we don't want to be an unhealthy stress, but it's that stress that helps you and pushes you to work a little bit harder. So my next question was going to be, but I feel like I already know the answer, but have you always believed in yourself? Like, do you know when you started with your business? Do you know from day one, I want to start with this. I don't care where I am today, but one day I want to be up here. And you saw yourself being, where you are right now, at the position that you are right now, or even more successful.
Yep, I've always believed in myself from day one. Even before I had anything. I remember taking pictures with Lamborghinis, thinking, oh, one day I'm gonna get this. I had no idea how, but I was like, I just knew, and I was so confident in my ability that I'll do whatever it takes to achieve that. So yeah, I've always believed in myself, and I think you have to believe in yourself. You have to have self-belief, and a lot of people, I honestly believe the reason why they don't achieve what they want to achieve is because they don't start. And they don't start, why? Because they don't have that belief in themselves. They feel like, oh, it might not work, they might fail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, yeah, if you don't even start, it's a 100% fail rate. So you may as well start and try and give it a go. And it might be successful. It might be a game changer. It could completely change your life. And you might do many things before you find that thing that is the game changer for you. But in order for you to go through that change, you need to believe in yourself. And like, I know everyone's not 100%, all in on themselves all the time. We do go through ups and downs and times where we don't believe, that we can achieve X, Y, Z. But you just have to know in the back of your head that if you put in the work, you put in the effort, you put in the hours, and you truly want it, you can achieve anything that you want.
I love that. And like you said, like the main thing is taking action. Like there's no point, like if you don't take action, if you don't try different things, how are you going to find out exactly what it is that you want? And I also think like another reason why people, maybe they do take like action, but the reason why they don't continue with that thing is because maybe they haven't found what they like. And they feel like after the first failed attempt or the second failed attempt, they're like, no, this is not for me. I'm just going to work for someone else. And it's like, you should never stop trying. It doesn't matter if it takes 2 times, 3 times, 20 times, 100 times. I feel like as long as you don't stop trying and as long as you keep taking that action consistently to ensure that you do the work and do the things, you're going to get there like sooner or later. And another thing I would say is also patience. Have you always been patient or like, because obviously you have to be so patient to know, okay, it can take me 1 year, it can take me 2 months, it can take me 20 years. Was there ever a time that you felt like I'm getting so impatient? Like, when am I going to be successful? Like, was your mindset like that, or were you just like, I don't know, how long it takes? I'm just going to keep working, and then one day, all the hard work is going to pay off.
Yeah. Yes and no. And I kind of look at this from two different angles. So, but first off, regarding people, wanting to achieve what they want to achieve, they don't put in enough of the time in order to get a result. They quit after, 1 or 2 weeks because they don't see any result. So they're not patient enough. Like they have to actually put in some time to see some results and not give up after the first 1 or 2 weeks if they're not making, 10K a week. When it comes to patience for myself, I have 2 different mindsets about this. One, I am not patient at all.
Really?
I want everything. Yeah, I want everything right now. And that gets me to take massive action and go really fast and just go for it. Yeah, I will wait years if it takes years to achieve that, but I don't want to wait that time frame. So in my mind, I am not patient. I want something now and I go for it now. So my level of execution is so high because I am not patient. I want it now. So I'm just taking massive action and executing at a high rate. But then when you ask me, am I patient? I don't know, because patient is kind of the wrong word. I almost imagine patience to be you're waiting, doing something you don't enjoy until you get the result. For example, waiting in the line to get a coffee from Starbucks. I have to wait in that line and I have to be patient to get my coffee because I don't enjoy waiting. You know what I mean? But I'm not waiting for anything because I'm enjoying this whole journey. So I enjoy every step of the way. So it's not really like I have to be patient, if that makes sense. I enjoy the process, and that process leads to whatever it is that I want to achieve. So that's why I'm in 2 mindsets about patience. So I'm yes, 100%. I am not patient at all because I want everything now. But then I also think I also think patience is the wrong word, because patience to me is doing something you don't enjoy while you're waiting to receive something.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I enjoy the whole process, so I don't need to be patient. Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense. I didn't say it that way, like the way that you just explained everything, but it makes a lot of sense. Like you're saying you're not patient because you want to take action ASAP. And I think that just shows that you are very goal driven. Like if you want something, you'll make it happen. You don't wait for something or someone or something else. You want something, you make it happen. And I think that's why you're so successful. And the other way that you put patient, it's mainly like you say, like if you say I need to be patient to tone my body or gain that muscle mass or whatever, that pain or that waiting is going to be too long and it's going to feel painful. So we shouldn't be, like you said, patience shouldn't be the word. It should be something else. Like you're not waiting, you're just enjoying the journey. And the more you work, the more and you keep enjoying, those results are going to come. And it's, when you want to lose body fat, when you want to gain muscle mass. And that's a good point also that you mentioned. Like some people quit, let's say when they're trying to lose body fat. Some people quit after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, because it's really hard being in a caloric deficit, doing your workouts, especially if you're a beginner, and going to the gym, doing your cardio. And I feel like if you quit just after 2 months for your fitness journey, I feel like the same people, if they try to build their own business, they're also going to quit, because they're going to feel like after 2 months, I'm not getting the money that I want. I'm not getting the 10K a month. This is not for me. Bye-bye. And it's like, we need to start looking at things in a different way. We need to start, I'm not going to say patience, but we need to start maybe find something that we truly and keep doing it. Yeah.
I think people just need to lock in, and they need to trust the journey and trust the process.
Yeah.
If they lock in and, just trust the journey and trust the process, everything will work. But they don't trust the process and they don't trust the journey enough. So 2 weeks with no results, they throw in the towel.
Yeah. And I think that happens because nowadays we get everything done so quick. Like with the internet, you have your phone. If you want the answer to something, you just look it up, not even 1 second, like half of a second, you have the answer straight away. If you are hungry and you want to get something to eat, you don't even have to leave your house. You just get Uber Eats. After 20 minutes, 10 minutes, they come to your house. And I feel like people expect that instant gratification with their success as well, whether it's with their fitness, whether it's with their business, with their relationships. And it's sad, but it's happening, and it's going to happen even more in the future, because in the future, more things are going to be quicker and more advanced and blah, blah. And yeah, it's just, I feel like if you're listening to this, please try to think about that and change that mindset, because it's going to serve you so much for everything that you're doing in your life. So my next question is, have you consciously worked in a mindset or develop a particular mindset to help you with your journey or to help you be who you are right now?
Yeah, mindset is so important. Mindset's everything. And going back to that original question, if you don't believe in yourself, then you're never going to achieve anything. You have to believe in yourself first before anything else happens. So mindset is super important. Um, I don't do anything really to kind of shape my mindset. I'm just, I guess, enough self-aware that I understand that if I want to achieve this, I have to have the right mindset. I have to focus on the right things. I have to be positive. I can't be negative. I can't live in a negative mind state. Like, if someone wants to achieve something, there's two ways to think about it. Like, let's just say they want to help 100 clients.
Mm-hmm.
Some people be like, oh, I can't because 100 clients, that's a lot of hours in the day. I won't be able to handle them. I won't be able to this. But their mind just goes to all of the reasons why they can't do this.
Mm.
They just give themselves all these excuses. I can't because of this. I can't because of that. And then the person with a positive mindset, oh, if I do it this way, I could handle them. Or if I keep them in an app, I could handle them. If I automate these systems, so there's two different ways to think about it. And your mindset has to be always directed to the positive. Because if you always look for an excuse, you'll find one every time. Like, if you look for an excuse, you will find one. And
Yeah.
the excuse doesn't help you achieve the result. It just makes you feel better for not achieving the result because you can blame it on something. So you have to be very self-aware and you have to be in the right mindset to be like, okay, I'm not looking for the reasons why I can't do this. Let's only focus on a positive mindset
Mm-hmm.
and look for how this can be possible and what I need to do to achieve this.
Yeah, I think it's just easier to blame something else or someone else because it's really hard for us to be,
Always.
because of me, I didn't do this. Like, we as humans, we don't like that. We don't like to blame ourselves. We would like to blame other people. And I think that's just human nature.
Mhm.
And I think, like you said, like if you want to be successful, you have to always try to look at the positive side. Obviously, it's not going to be easy because we have that inner voice in the back of our brains that is, telling you things like you're a failure, you won't be able to do this and that and blah, blah. But we have to try to tell that little voice to like shut up, like be quiet, stop, and change that narrative in your brain. So how do you deal with that? Like whenever you have those negative thoughts, or if you have any, or those negative, I want to say ideas, but that little voice in the back of your brain, how do you change
Mhm.
that? Or what do you do to ensure that that voice doesn't bring you down and you continue doing what you're doing and you continue having that positive mindset?
I think you just have to be very self-aware and
Mm-hmm.
understand that when you are negatively talking to yourself or negatively thinking, you just catch yourself. And then because you're self-aware enough to be like, okay, this is not the right way to think. If I want to achieve this, I have to switch my way of thinking. I think that is the best way to do it. And anyone can change your way of thinking. You just have to change your way of thinking. Like people, they have like their default setting. So when they hear things, they either think about a negative way or a positive way. You just have to do whatever you can to change that default setting and that default way of thinking. And if you do that and you practice that on a daily basis, and every time you catch yourself doubting yourself or thinking negatively, catch yourself, be aware that you've thought that, and then direct yourself to the other way of thinking. And I think that's the most important thing, just being self-aware.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
that
think not many people are.
Yeah, I think the main message I'm getting from you is, yeah, be self-aware. Because if you're not aware of your feelings, or if you are not aware of what's going on in here or like inside you, how are you going to change that? It's always the same whenever
Mhm.
you feel stress, whenever you're experiencing anxiety. You have to be aware of your feelings. You have to be aware of what's going on in your mind, how are you feeling, why are you feeling this way, like what's happening, and then you can change something. So yeah, self-awareness is
Yep.
something, yeah, that's something that I always talk about because I think it's always the first step. The second step, it's easy, but the first step, it's always awareness. And can you
Yep.
tell us a
And
little
if you can always, oh,
bit?
sorry.
No, sorry, you go.
And it's if you can always put the blame on yourself as well, which a lot of people don't do, you
Yeah.
will get so much more done. Like I treat everything like it's my fault. Everything. And no one does that. Everyone likes to blame someone else. But like they go to a store and they buy something, whatever it is, and they get it. And if they're not happy with it, they go back with their receipt and they try and get a refund. But if it's themselves, and let's just say they've, invested in themselves, they've done a course, but they haven't taken action, they never go and try and get a refund on their own energy that they've put out there. They always want to blame something else. But if you can put all of the blame on you 100% of the time for everything, then you take full responsibility. You've got nothing else to blame, nothing else to cop out on. So you are now the only source of blame, and you will do whatever you can to remove that blame from yourself, because you are the only answer to achieve what you want to achieve. And every single one of us, we literally have everything that we need inside of us to achieve anything that we want. We just have to find a way to access that.
Mm-hmm. And I like what you mentioned about investing in yourself. I feel like that's something that people are afraid of doing, because they're willing to spend money, let's say for us girls, on their nails, getting your hair done, getting makeup, buying new clothes, buying new shoes, or maybe in cars if you're a guy, or buying things. But when it comes to yourself, I don't know why it's so hard for some people to invest in themselves. They feel like, oh no, this is too much money. I shouldn't be spending that much money on coaches, whether it's a business coach, whether it's a personal growth development coach, fitness coach. So many coaches nowadays that can help with everything. But why do you think it's so hard for some people it's easier for them to invest money on things, but not on themselves?
Yeah, it is such a common thing. I don't know why this is either. Like, I've thought about this in the past, and I think it just comes back to like the thinking, oh, what if I don't get results? Do I need that? Like, they just keep doubting themselves like that. And with the other things that they buy, it's just that instant gratification, like getting their nails done.
Yeah.
So they can spend it right there and right then. But I guess it comes back to the patience thing as well. They're not patient to wait that time to get the results. So they're thinking, oh, if I invest this money, am I going to get it back? And they're just in two different minds, because they're not confident in themselves and their own ability as well to execute and do what's needed in order to achieve what it is they want to achieve. But investing in yourself is the best investment you can make. Better than anything. Better than property, better than stocks, better than Bitcoin, better than crypto, better than anything. Because if you invest in yourself, you now get the skills and the tools that you need to be able to make yourself more money.
Mm-hmm.
And the more money that you make, it will then help you, be able to invest in other things. But if you don't get to that point where you're making a decent amount of income, the income that you have is so low that any other investments that you do make, it's not going to be enough to really be substantial.
Mm.
So investing in yourself is always the number one most important thing.
Yeah.
There is no other better investment than investing in yourself, whether that be for business, fitness, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anything about personal growth and personal development will make you a better person all around.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that's kind of like going back what you used to say earlier of like instant gratification. When you get your nails done, you get them done, you can see they look very nice and pretty straight away. But when you invest into a coach, obviously you don't get those results after one day. You don't get the results after 1 week or even 1 month. It takes time to see those results. So I think like we just keep saying the same things. Like it's because you don't believe in yourself, or maybe you don't want to put in the work, because if you have a coach, you have to do the work. Maybe it's because you're not patient enough, or you don't want to wait enough to see those results. So just make sure, guys, you're taking notes. And do you feel like the discipline that you have in your fitness, because I know you're very disciplined with your training, with your nutrition, like you're like, onto it. Do you feel like that discipline that you have with that, has that helped you in your business, like grow your business, or help you maybe in different areas of your life?
100%. 100%. I honestly don't think I could be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for fitness. It helped frame my mind, because you realize that you have to be consistent. You have to show up. You have to put in the work. And if you do that, you get results. And then so once you understand this, it then applies to all these other aspects, your business as well. But like, if I didn't have that fitness understanding in me, then I probably wouldn't understand that for a business point of view either. I know that sounds silly, but it's the fitness, routine, structure, results, doing certain things to get certain results. And you understand that. And then that can apply to every other thing in your life. For example, dieting. You know, okay, I have to eat this. Now, to lose more, I have to pull my calories back. Okay, to lose more, I have to increase my cardio. So you understand all these little changes that you make are progressing, but the overall thing, you have to be consistent. And then you think, okay, same thing exactly applies to my business. You can make all these little changes to increase, but again, the overall factor is you have to be consistent. So yeah, I think fitness is a huge factor in being successful in the business space as well.
Yeah, and that's something that I talk about all the time as well, because I feel like you said, like having that structure, having that consistency, getting those results, framing everything, and it helps with so many things in your life. I feel like people keep looking at fitness. If I start with my fitness journey, they just think about losing body fat or gaining muscle mass, nothing else. But they don't really see the other benefits of fitness. And that's why I think we love fitness so much, because it helps you so much. It helps you have that discipline. It literally helps you with everything, like literally everything that you do, guys. Like just having that structure and having that mindset and knowing that if you put in the work, you're going to get the results. It's a game changer. It changes everything. So if you are thinking about starting with your fitness journey, get it started ASAP. Like don't wait for the perfect moment. Yeah, perfect moment.
And even one more thing, sorry. I'll come back to that. Even one more thing with the fitness thing.
Yeah.
Being in shape, feeling good about yourself, having that confidence, that goes through every other aspect of your life as well. You'll walk into a room with more confidence. You'll speak to more people. Now, if you're not happy in the way that you look and how you feel because you've been eating junk food and all this, when you are in other environments, you're not going to have that same level of confidence. You're not going to have that same level of conviction because you're going to feel like you're not the best that you could be. But if you're feeling at the best and you have all your confidence, every single other area, your relationship, your business, talking to friends is going to be increased as well. So fitness even helps from just that.
That's a really good point. Confidence. I think that's everything. Like if you want to start with your business, if you want to do anything, you need that confidence. And that confidence because you feel good about yourself and you can portray that confidence when you go somewhere or when you walk around or when you go to the shops or anything. And something that we say about perfect time, like when you started with your own business, did you wait for the perfect time to get started with your business? Or were you like, no, I want to get started now. Let's make it happen.
Yep. Right away. Now, everything is now. But I can't say that's always been me. I think we are all perfectionists as humans and we want things perfect. And like, I've had websites done and I've wanted it to be perfect before I go live. And I've always wanted the perfect timing before like maybe I was filming some videos for YouTube, but I didn't want to start filming until I finished my parts. Like I'm always waiting for the perfect time, but then obviously I'm self-aware enough to be like, okay, this is silly. The perfect time is right now. So whatever it is, just start taking action. So once I caught myself thinking like that, and I was self-aware enough to identify that, I think the perfect time is always right now. And I always go back to the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 100 years ago. The next best time is right now. Like the time's passed. You can't go back in time. There's no point of waiting 5 years to plant that tree. Just do it now. Everything should happen now.
100%. Yeah.
Waiting for the perfect time is just procrastination. Procrastination kills dreams.
And I feel like that procrastination happens because maybe we are afraid that we're going to fail. Maybe we are afraid that this might not work out. What if people laugh at me? What if they judge me? What are my family going to say about this? And that kind of like goes with my next question. Like, what advice would you give to someone that is thinking about starting with their own business, but they have that fear holding them back, or they're waiting for the perfect time because they feel like, oh, I might not make enough income. They're going to laugh at me. What are people going to say? Blah, blah, blah. All those things that people usually say.
Yep. There's a good quote from, I'm pretty sure it was Michael Jordan. He says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't take the shot, you're going to miss anyway.
Mm.
Okay. And what's the worst case scenario that happens if you don't try? You're going to be stuck at your 9 to 5. So do you want that? If the answer is no, then you have to try and do something about that. Like you have to take action. You have to go for it, whatever it is that you want to achieve. And waiting for the perfect time or the perfect moment, I guarantee is just going to procrastinate for you. It's going to push it off. And before you know it, 6 months have passed, a year has passed, and you've done nothing. Time is always now. Take action. I believe there's 4 words that will change the life for anyone. It's massive action and extreme urgency.
Mm.
And if you go through life with massive action and extreme urgency, you will get so much done. Okay, you get an idea that you want to launch a coaching business. You'll ponder on the idea, you'll think, you'll hum in your heart, weeks will go past, you'll tell people you want to start it. Yeah, I'm going to start it, this and this. Nothing will happen. But if you have an idea that you want to start a coaching business and help people, and if you take massive action and extreme urgency, and you go and do things right away, okay, you go and get the website set up, you go and do your Instagram page. If you do everything, massive action, extreme urgency, you'll get so much done. And I believe majority of success just comes down to people being action takers. Like that's it, action takers.
Yeah. I love that. And I hope you guys love that episode. I hope you took some notes. I have some quick key points, reminders for you guys. Like the main key points that I got from this call with you today, Joseph. Number 1, believe in yourself. Number 2, self-awareness is the main thing. Make sure that you're aware of what's going on, your feelings. Massive action. Don't wait for the perfect time. Take that action right now. Try. If you don't try, you will never know. And ask yourself that question, like, do I want to be stuck in this 9 to 5 job, or do I want to do something that gives me more fulfillment? Don't procrastinate and just get it done. Just get it done. But before we go, is there anything else you want to share with my audience?
Yeah, so I think where a lot of people get stuck is always at the starting point. And that goes with everything. And like if I can just let everyone to be very self-aware of themselves and ask themselves honestly, am I doing 100% everything I can to achieve whatever it is I want to achieve? Whether it be in life with business, whether it be a physique, like ask yourself honestly, are you doing that? And if the answer is no, then be like, okay, why? What is stopping me? Am I not taking action? Have I taken action? What excuses am I making? And then just be self-aware enough to be like, okay, these are all the excuses that I'm making. Now just focus on all the ways that I can make it happen and make it possible. And then take massive action on that. And if you go all in, you will never regret it. It could be the game changer to your entire life. But if you don't start and you don't try and you put it off, it will never happen. Procrastination kills dreams. And the only way to get around that is to be self-aware and then take massive action on that. And hey, if it doesn't work and you fail, it doesn't matter. You'll learn. And then you can try again, and you can try again, and you can try again, and you can try again. Like the guy that, invented the light bulb or the light. I think he tried like 1,000 times. Like, what would happen if he stopped after 10 times? You got to keep trying. And if you want it bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes. If you don't, then you'll look for an excuse and you'll find one and you'll sit on that excuse for the rest of your life.
100%. And this is coming, guys, from someone that built an empire literally from scratch. And that's why he's here right now. And he can tell you everything, because that's everything that you've done and applying your life. And that's why you are where you are right now, because you took the action. You didn't wait for the perfect moment. You didn't procrastinate. You just got it done. And this is the example, guys. So please, whatever it is that you want to do, believe in yourself. Don't listen to the inner voice that's telling you you won't be able to do it, you're a failure. Just believe in yourself, get it done. Invest in yourself, invest in a coach that can help you. And that's something I'm going to keep telling you all the time, because investing in yourself is the best thing you can do for yourself and for your future. Thank you so much, Joseph, for being here. Thank you for taking the time and literally give us free coaching for the episode today. I really appreciate it. And please, guys, go follow Joseph on social media if you haven't already. Instagram will be Josef Rakich. Any social media, it will be the same name, just Josef Rakich. Follow him. You're going to get so much value from his page. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, he has literally everything. And that just shows you that's why he's so successful. But thank you once again. And thank you guys for joining. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it on your social media. And as I always say, don't ever stop believing in yourself. Ciao.